that we are welcome to a place where we call home. In my own perspective, I look at the Human Rights Commission and the commissioners as parents. As parents, when we are bringing up children, there are issues normally between children that parents need to address with the utmost neutrality, with the utmost impartiality, and utmost independence. A wrong will remain wrong, whether it's done by the majority. I bring a point of gross human rights violation in relation to the National Unity Platform. I look at ourselves as the most vulnerable. We have had most of our supporters missing. The newest on board is Honorable Wangadya. Today is the 17th day, and we do not know where he is. I bring it with passion because I have been there. In 2021, I was abducted and detained in Makenke military barracks. It's in Mbarara, where I spent 3 weeks. It looked like it was simple then, and I was charged with possession of military attires, which I never had. You know, when you're in their custody, they are free to trump any charge against you. So to me, it looks like supporting opposition brands you as a lawbreaker. That was the first phase, and it looked simpler because the government keeps on advancing and making the mistakes and punishments look gross. That was simple. I was detained in a military barracks. I was there for 3 weeks, and I was granted bail through a court martial, and I went home. I kept on reporting until they got tired and told me not to report. This time round, it was a unique scenario. I was contesting for woman member of parliament for Ruchiga. The process that looked so democratic. On 14th, when everyone in the politics is supposed to climax the activities, give appointment letters to agents, is when I was abducted by men dressed in UPDF uniform. It was the worst ordeal. It was in front of my children. We are still traumatized, but in my heart I kept asking, when did contesting on opposition become a crime to this much? It was so unfortunate that I was blindfolded. We drove from Ruchiga, I think for many hours, but I realized I was in Buganda because the place that is branded as basement, it was in January, and you would hear megaphones announcing schools in Chitoro and Entebbe. So I believe I was those ends. I was held in that basement. I can't tell you, I know where it is, because once you board, you're blindfolded, and the only place you will realize or you will know is your room, because they remove the blindfold as you're entering the room. I escort. I went with army men. They dropped me at Kabale police station, and in a blink of an eye, the police officer had presented me to the magistrate in Makanga, and I was remanded at Ndorwa prison for inciting violence. Even then, even if I had incited violence, would they wait and abduct me on 14th when I was a candidate expecting to supervise my own election on 15th? So at times we imagine that these acts are meant to silence us. These acts are meant to suppress us. You imagine an election that you have funded, and on the last day you disappear. Your phones are off. Agents are looking for you. They do not have appointments. It was really so bad. Now, that aside, Muhoozi'S, this is the 17th day. We have lamented, and he's nowhere. At times we are given a ray of hope, even when it's not a ray of hope, when somebody tweets. But this, okay, someone is somewhere. So now that, because honestly, when the colleague Elias Lukwago was abducted, at least we saw a tweet in Pampers. It was so bad, but at least we said he's somewhere. Somewhere is where we want. We are now asking, where is Mwanga Chivumbi? Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he detained? Is he in the basement? Where is he? Because it was unique. That wasn't actually picked from his home. For us, when we are from our homes, we labor the cameras show where we are. This time around, it was on a roadblock that I believe is illegally there, manned by police officers. When they stopped him, the clip that we saw, now these people in plain clothes picked him. But I would have thought that police would have taken interest to know this person that we had stopped. Where is he being taken to? It was shameful that police said they didn't have him. Yes, it may be okay. If they didn't have him, who has him? So, allow me call you Mama. In my own opinion, as a commission, like I began, you're our parent who should see the rights of little boy A, the Jaden B, the whoever. Kindly do a self-assessment as a commission. Are we still on the track? Are we fighting for the human rights of Ugandans? As a self-assessment, we as a commission. Then two, what does the public think about us? Are we still serving their interest or they are on their own? With those few remarks, Mama Wangadya, I request that you put our voices together and we look for where Mwanga Chivumbi is. And two, now that I was deprived of my right to fully finish up my campaigns, I will at a later date, after this course is my court case is maybe wherever it will end, I will at a later date come to you and show you how unfairly I was treated during the elections. In the room that I was in, there is a Muslim lady called Asia Nabinene. By the time I reached there on 14th January, she was telling me that's her 80th day. 80th, yeah, 80. Shinana, yeah. She had been abducted in October. I'm out and I have never seen her, indicating that she is still in that very basement.
Oh, good.
Okay, Asia Nabinene.
Nabinene.
Did she tell you where she's from?
Yes. She comes from Qatar.
Qatar.
Sebuku, yeah.
I guess she told you her phone number. She gave you her phone number?
No, she didn't. There is no phone there.
So, I mean, normally when we are all out, we at least she knows her phone number. She could have shared it.
Their phones are there. We are all there.
That someone can forget her phone number?